it's time for Discoveries with Dee. That's me. What are you discovering today, Dee? What are we going to chit-chat about? The Bachelor season finale. The final rose. And the after party, or the after episode. So, last night, Gary's two daughters and granddaughters got to meet the last two ladies, Teresa and Leslie. Teresa was first, then it was Leslie. The daughters like both women equally. I don't think they prefer, at least they didn't let us know they prefer one over the other, but the meetings went well. I mean, it's a superficial meeting. I mean, you're not going to sit there and solve world peace. But, they liked both women. And when Leslie was leaving, she kind of felt Gary was a little bit different. And were they setting us up for that? I don't know. And I'm thinking, is he really different, or are they making us think he's different? Because, So then he went to Leslie's. Now, he went to Teresa's first, after that first visit. And it seemed like it was going well. Didn't seem anything, But then when he was with Leslie, you could see there was something weird. And she gave him that gift of just a little book of memories. Like, first of all, where'd you get those pictures? I don't know. So that was kind of like, I kind of thought to myself, I don't know. Did they know this was going to happen? I don't know. And he was really touched by the gift, and he hugs her, and she kept, she's knowing something's up. And I think he said to her, be happy. It was hard to understand. And then she started to cry. And then he left. I'll see, because I have a lot of thinking to do. And he left, and he's crying on the steps, and yada, yada, yada. This is coming a close, like, he knew that he wanted to be with Teresa, and he knew he had to break Leslie's heart. And you've known that I've said I felt she was very, I don't want to use the word weak, emotional was the word I'm looking for. She was very emotional, and I knew that was going to be, I think out of the two, I knew she would take it worse than Teresa. She's just a very emotional girl, and she's had a lot of heartache in her life, and I get that. And she's even said, nobody's picked me. She's had 2 divorces. Love has not been kind to her. Where Teresa's had, her high school sweetheart, married 42 years, kind of really never, we don't know what their marriage was like or anything, but we do know, for what we do know, it seemed like it was good. So, but we know Leslie's had a little bit tough in the romance department. So I kind of think she would be the one that would have taken it worse. And he comes back, and she knew, and I thought to myself, they never do this. They don't normally, it's always the, they do it right in the middle of the mountain and stuff. And he said something to her, and I love what she kept back. She goes, don't tell me how I should feel. I love that. She's like, yeah. And the funny thing is, the things he said to her, the things that we heard, let alone the things he said to her in private, which we don't know. And she said she would not reveal that, which is kind of nice. But things we did hear, were disturbing. Like, he said to her, you're my girl. Why would you say that to somebody? Why? I don't know why he would even tell them he loved her. And I haven't watched The Bachelor in a while. And back when I used to watch it, they would never say anything. Because I remember the big thing with them would be like, oh my God, I've wanted to say these words for so long. So why did he feel the need to say that? My favorite line was, well, at the moment. Yeah, didn't like that. And when she said, you lied. I did. Yeah, you did, Gar. You lied. Because, you can't love somebody in that way and then just say, I'm picking her. Because you really don't love her. I don't think, anyway. Love her as a person, yes, but not in love with her. And she said after he left, after their overnight, she was making wedding plans. She was writing vows, buying a dress. So we don't know what transpired between them. But obviously he said things that led her to believe that things were progressing. She even said, I wasn't even nervous when you were with Teresa because of our night together. But we'll never know what went on. And I really don't want to know what went on, but obviously we know enough. So I kind of felt that I liked Gary up until then. I'm like, I've even said to you before, he cries too much. He says he loves you too much. You can't. Now, I thought he was adorable with Teresa when they came out at the show. You can see, they're very good together. They look really good together. They're a great couple. I think, there's always going to be somebody hurt. And there were several people hurt in this one. Yet Ellen was hurt. Faith was hurt. Leslie was hurt. I mean, he really led them to think that they were special or they were the one, and they all got hurt. But you know what? You can't fall in love unless you're willing to get hurt. It's a hard thing to say. But did you see the announcement? They're going to have their wedding. Wedding's going to be on television on January, I think, 4th. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. You give them a trip to Italy. We'll get to see their wedding. It was funny because he goes, well, we're old. We can't wait that long, which I do kind of understand. And it's a whole different thing. They've really not seen each other. So I'm a little leery that the fact that they're getting married in a month. I mean, yes, you've talked. Talk is cheap, though. You got to interact in real day-to-day life, like how life goes and just, fitting in dating. I mean, to chat with somebody hour, 2, 3 hours a night is fun. That's not real life. That's not a relationship, in my opinion, anyway. I would like to see them maybe date a month or two and then get married maybe in the spring. But yeah, I really think that they edited us not to like Teresa. I think with all that zip it, I think that was all emphasized for us not to like her and for us to think it was Leslie. I mean, like I said, she really believed it. And I was so proud of how she held herself together. I don't think I could have done that if I felt that strongly. She did. She held herself together on TV. And it's funny, she goes, I just want to thank you for me not letting me wear a $6,000 dress and walk down and be humiliated. I'm like, yeah, I agree. In his defense, I guess he couldn't let it go on any longer. He knew he was picking Teresa at that point. I think he knew he was picking Teresa back after the overnight. But when she turned around and she said, we knock the boots. That was a little tacky, I thought. I don't know. It's like rubbing salt. We don't know what he did with Leslie. We don't know. I'm not going to assume anything. But the ring was beautiful. I thought that. And he was asking for his wife's approval, And I think he connected with her because she was widower thing. Is that enough? I mean, yes, she understood what it's like to lose a spouse. And yes, she's only loved one person that we know of. And maybe he didn't want to take a chance on. I think Leslie was so off from the normal women he would, I guess, choose. Like, she was younger, she was more of a free spirit. You kind of didn't know, and Teresa was the safe choice, I think. More his speed, and so, because she kept saying that the girls kept saying, it's important that, my mother, and she said, oh, absolutely. And they keep talking about their spouses, and he wants to hear about Billy, and she wants to hear about Tony. And that's great and all, but I think that's, a lot of the connection with them, I think, because from day one, they've often talked about that. So it was nice when Teresa said to him, he asked her how, and she says, I know there's another girl. I know that, somebody else has your heart too. Like, she was open to that. And so was Leslie. They both were open to that, which is mature for us gals. Because sometimes you watch the younger version of The Bachelor, they don't care about the other girls. No way. But when you get to our age, you get to know that, your female relationships are just as important. And you don't want to hurt these women. And because they are your friend. And they all had mutual respect for each other. That was one thing I got from the Women Tell All, and just seeing their relationships. They had relationships with each other that was great friendships. And I thought that was really, really nice. They weren't very competitive. Even though they tried to show that, because that's what we're used to seeing, and that's what's good television. A little cat fight. But they really didn't. And I thought that's a difference between a generation. Like, we're kind of like, whereas the girls they're like, kill or be killed. And that was what I thought was so nice about this genre, of just seeing the difference in the attitudes. We're a different season of life. And we just, you're not going to hurt your girlfriend just for a guy. Even though they're few and far between. But you kind of know. And I thought that was really nice that was brought out. So what did you think of The Bachelor? Were you happy that he chose Teresa? But at the end, they made us think he wasn't, because they said, you've never seen an ending like this. like, oh my God, is he not going to wind up choosing her either? They kind of made you think that. And then when he said to her, I can't think how he said it. I should have wrote it down. Something about he doesn't want to see her anymore and every day, or he cannot live without seeing her every day. Because she's, see her face drop. She's like, and then he had that long pause, and he came out with that. So that was fun. Because I'm thinking, oh my gosh, because there has been rose ceremonies where nobody got chosen. It's been few and far between, but there was a couple. Remember the one where he comes on the after party and tells her he doesn't want to see her anymore and wants to choose the one he didn't choose? Jason and Molly. You remember that? That was one of the last times I think I watched. I'm like, going, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? But yeah. So that is it for my little Bachelor finale recap. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. And if you're not, hit that subscribe button. Join us here at Discoveries with D, because we got to find a new series to talk about. Because I don't normally watch The Bachelor. I chose to watch The Golden Bachelor. But I do want to do a whole video on my favorite Netflix binge shows that are still on there. Problem with that is sometimes by the time you see it, it's like they're not on there anymore. But they do come and go a lot, so it's definitely something you could refer back to. But we will put that up this week. So that is it for me. I will dish with you or discover something with you another day. Thanks for watching.